Hey, welcome back. This is the Muffin. I know it's been a while since I've recorded my voice, and it's good to be back. I haven't really done much of really anything with my channel in a long time, just because I ended up breaking my iPad. For those that didn't get the update, man, I think it was like a month or so ago. I was letting my kids watch a show. I thought I had balanced the iPad just right. And I don't know if it was the sound vibrations from the TV show or whatever they were watching, but it ended up slipping, falling face down on the tile, and just broke the iPad. And I haven't even been on Blitz since they released the Polish heavy tanks, which, yeah, is pretty sad. But this isn't a video of goodbye Blitz or anything like that. I still like the game and I still want to play it, but probably just not as frequently. And a lot of it had come down to just discovering and learning about this game. I had a lot of fans, a lot of subscribers. I had come across videos of this, and it really kind of piqued my curiosity around this game that I really didn't know much about. I mean, I had played Blitz for 7 years, and Blitz was really the one that got me into loving tanks in general. Um, but War Thunder, from a lot of the stuff I was hearing and seeing, and I decided just for myself, just while my iPad was broken, to try it out. I downloaded it, and it was a miserable experience. To be honest with you, I was trying to play it on a Mac. I didn't really have any good headphones. It was a small screen. The graphics weren't very good, and but to try it out, I really loved the historical accuracy and how much more realistic it is to tank warfare and combat itself. It is incredibly more accurate. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but in terms of how War Thunder has recreated and kept a lot of the true aspects and how these tanks performed, um, and putting them into the game to fight and combat each other has been really, really cool. Um, I love the whole. I mean, the graphics are pretty awesome. I know they've got a lot of PBR graphics, and Blitz is doing a lot to increase that as well. But there are two things I would have to say that I've kind of grown over the years a just a less appreciation for Blitz, and you'll have to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This is just because of my personality of loving. I love historical accuracy and realism, but the two things that I have a hard time with when it comes to Blitz is, number one, how wargaming has forcefully compressed and stripped and changed so much of what the tanks are, when putting them into World of Tanks Blitz, that they're not even really the same. They don't perform really much of anything very closely to how they did in real life. Like how there's a mouse or an E100 at tier 10, and Wargaming has stripped and compressed tanks like the M60 to be in the same tier as those tanks, where the M60 came out a lot longer, or much further afterward than the mouse and E100, and it was much more technologically advanced. I mean, you look at the Kampfpanzer or the M103, those came out afterwards, and a lot of these higher tier tanks have way more capabilities than you even get in Blitz. They've completely stripped. Now, I understand there's a lot of things in War Thunder that they try to keep pretty realistic in terms of what the tanks were capable of. And I really should say vehicles, because you have planes, you have wheeled vehicles, you have AA trucks and everything else, but they keep it pretty true and real, to how these vehicles performed when you look at a lot of the stats, doing your research online of what these tanks historically were capable of, and then looking at how how the stats are of these tanks, in game. I've honestly been really impressed with it. So with Blitz, it doesn't make a lot. There's so many things they strip. Like for instance, there's a lot of different types of rounds that the top tier tanks are supposed to have or historically had, but Blitz has just compressed and forced them all to be within this mold to use APCR, heat rounds. There are way many other different types of rounds that vehicles had that they don't even put in Blitz that easily cut through the mouse like butter. And tanks like the M60 and such had the Leopard and things of that nature. So, and there's a lot of things that you can't really put. It just wouldn't make sense to put in Blitz. Like they have night vision or thermals or, you know, the laser range finding, all these other technologies that you're able to use on a tank that wouldn't make sense to really put in Blitz, because in Blitz they already have the ability where the computer tells you where the enemy is, or as long as your enemy is within your radial aimer, you know, you can take the shot and hit the target, whereas in War Thunder, you have to use your whole X and Y axis aiming system and try to figure out based on the distance of where they're at, and the trajectory of, you know, the shell, if that's going to hit your enemy or not. So Blitz, I'm not saying that Blitz should be like War Thunder, just because War Thunder, you cannot play Blitz, or you cannot play War Thunder on a mobile device. There's just way too many complexities. You have to really have a big screen to be able to see what's going on around you. Like, I didn't even see that IS-2 that just ended up taking me out right there. And you also have to rely on sounds, like being able to listen to engine sounds and be able to determine where enemies are coming from based on those sounds. The other thing is, and maybe some people wouldn't like this, but I love it for the historical accuracy, is that a lot of times when tanks were in combat with each other, you also had to worry about planes, and that is also something that you have to worry about in War Thunder as well. Now, they do have two different game modes. I'm not turning this into an educational, you know, thing about what War Thunder is, but there is an arcade mode that is much more like Blitz, where the computer kind of tells you where tanks are. Everything that I'm talking about and referring to is within, I think, the most popular game mode that War Thunder has, which is the realistic game mode. So I know there's a lot of things that I was doing with Blitz in terms of the World of Tanks Blitz movie and all the episodes, and a lot of people asking me, are you gonna keep making those episodes? And yeah, I still do want to make those episodes. I will say that my motivation for continually working on the Blitz movies has actually dropped a bit, just because my growing appreciation and the fact that I've been playing War Thunder a lot more. But I guess in terms of what does that mean for the channel? Well, I mean, in terms of the channel, I want to be posting a lot more War Thunder content, doing videos on War Thunder. There's a lot of crazy and cool things that you can do. So I hope you guys are cool with this. Honestly, I love my subscribers. You guys are really my friends. I've made a lot on Discord. I love chatting with you guys. I'm always open to answering questions and talking about tanks in general and things like that. Even platooning or in War Thunder, being in a squad. And my brother, I mean, he's the same way. Coulter 45, for you people that maybe have come across him, he's an excellent player. And ever since he's come across War Thunder, he hasn't really even touched Blitz since. And like I said, I'm not leaving Blitz. I'm still going to be playing it here from time to time. But if I really had to choose just based on my personality, I would much rather play War Thunder. I mean, and like talking about the other elements of a tank that you just kind of miss out on is the fact that, yeah, like you can pop smoke to help blind. You can actually shoot smoke shells in front of enemies and blind them as well. You can have bushes and camo on your tanks. I love the realism of War Thunder. So in terms of, I hope this answers a lot of your guys' questions in terms of maybe where I've been, what I've been up to, the direction, the future of the channel. Still love Blitz, great game, but I really want to do a lot more with War Thunder, so I may end up kind of doing a mix of both. But yeah, this was just one recent game I had played. Absolutely love it. Just some awesome Tiger and Panther action here as I've been learning the game a little bit more. So yeah, hope to see you guys on the battlefield in Blitz or War Thunder, and you guys can enjoy the rest of this video. But stay cool and keep tanking.
Christ.